Hi, and welcome to this tutorial on how to register for an event through the Virginia Municipal League's website. The first thing to do when you get to vml.org is to make sure you log into your VML account. If you haven't set one up yet, or it's been a while since you logged in, there's a separate tutorial you can watch about how to create and log into VML accounts. Please do so before you proceed with this one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and log in as my good friend, Tester McFriendly, who is an employee of the City of Richmond. And there we go. I'm now logged in as Tester McFriendly, and I can go ahead and look for the event I want to register for. Now, you can either come directly to the VML site, or you may receive an email with a link directly to the registration. Going via the VML website, I like to go to Calendar and Event List, and this shows all the events that are currently available for registration. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to pretend I'm registering for the VBCOA 2025 Mid-Year Conference Exhibitor Sponsor Registration. The registration process for any event on our site is more or less the same. There's a couple differences that could come up, but they're pretty intuitive, and I'll describe those as we go along. So here we go. Click on the link. Now, if you get a link to register for an event from another site or from an email or a communication, it might take you directly to this page, which is the main registration page for that event. And here you'll find details about the event, and if there's a discounted room block or something related to lodging or other information like that, that'll also be available here. But I'm just going to go ahead and register for this event by clicking Register. See here, I can register myself or I can register someone else. For the time being, I'm registering myself. And my name, Tester McFriendly, and I am a tester, and I'm with the City of Richmond. Now, if I want my badge name or title or organization to be somewhat different, I can change it here. So I'm going to say that I've recently become Director of Testing, and that will only update my title on the badge for this event. If I need to update my title in our system for future reference, I can always go to Dashboard when I'm done, which is always up here in the upper right-hand corner. And from there, there's a profile link where you can update all sorts of information, your contact information, your title, that sort of stuff. Anyway, this is all set up the way I want it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And the way this event is set up is that I must choose from one of two options before I can see the functions associated with that option. For some events, these options might be the only thing, and there might be something that says like full registration and a price, and that might be the only option. So this is one of those differences between different events, but again, it's pretty intuitive. If I see a price here and I want to go for it, that would be the thing I'd register for. In this case, I want to register as an exhibitor, not as a sponsor. And when I click on exhibitor, I can now see the two registration options available as an exhibitor. And I'm going to register as an exhibitor with one registration, table, and power. Add that to my cart. So here's my cart as it currently exists. Don't be alarmed when you see two items, even though you've selected one. The way it works is that it shows that you've selected this option, which has a $0 value associated with it, and under that option you've selected this function, which is the one that has the cost associated with it. So that looks good, but I'd like to add another registration. So at this point, instead of checking out, I'm going to click Add Another. And I know that as an exhibitor, I'm going to want my coworker to join me. So I'm going to register someone else. And in this case, I have set up an account for someone whose last name is Person. Let's search for the attendee by searching under last name. And there they are, Example Person with the City of Richmond. Now, it's important to note here, I could also search for somebody in my organization by selecting my organization from the drop-down, clicking Search for Attendee, and now I see everybody that's in our system that is associated with the City of Richmond, right? And if I went far enough, there's a lot of people in the City of Richmond, obviously, who work there that are in our system. I would eventually, there's Tester McFriendly, he was on that last screen, see? There I am. I would eventually get to, let's see, here we are, Example Person. So that's the way I could select that person there. So another way to search for somebody on that screen is via email. So just work with it until you find the person from your organization that you want to register. So here's the person I'm going to have join me. Their name is Example Person. Their job title is Example. They work for the City of Richmond, and they do not like. We're going to select that as a dietary restriction for them. And again, they want to register as an exhibit. I want to register them as an exhibitor, I should say. But I've already purchased or added to my cart an exhibitor registration. I want them to come with me and be part of the exhibiting. So I'm going to do this option for them. And add that. Now you can see I have two items. Again, the option is 0 for both, but the function is the one with the price associated with it. And I can see that's example person, and there's Tester McFriendly, that's me. Again, I could check out, but let's add another person at this point, so I can show you some other options. So I'm going to register someone else. And this time I'm going to say I want to register someone with the last name of Nothing, right? No records found for that person. It's always a good idea to search through your organization and make sure they're not already in there, maybe do their email. But maybe it turns out that this person Nothing isn't in our system yet. You can always add a new attendee right here. And I need to fill out some basic information. So I'm going to say Nothing P at, make up some stuff here, but you get the idea. Nothing P. And I can make up a password for them as well. It can be whatever you want, as long as it adheres to the restrictions down below, requirements, I should say. Good. You don't have to put prefix. Only the stuff with the asterisk needs to be entered for sure. So first name is person, last name is Nothing, and my job title is empty, we'll say. Again, you can free type these. They can be whatever is accurate. And let's see, I've got it all set up the way I want to, so let's register this person. And I'm now registering person Nothing. Everything looks good here. I don't have any dietary restrictions, so I hit next. And now, this person wants to be a sponsor. So we'll make them a general conference sponsor. We'll add that to the cart. Okay, here's my cart. I've got all the items that I want in it. Hey, I just got a call from person Nothing, and they say, actually, I don't want to be a sponsor. Or I decide that I did that by mistake. I shouldn't have done that. So what I can do is on the checkout screen, which is the next screen available, I can come down to person Nothing and I can delete their registration. Now I've deleted both the option and the function for them. So now I've got it the way I want it. And everything looks good here. I'm going to check out. Now I come to my payment options. I can pay by credit card, and that just means entering my credit card information here, hitting continue. If I were to do that and hit continue, the thing gives me the option of pulling in the address, the mailing address associated with my organization, which, depending on your organization, may or may not be the same as the billing address associated with the credit card you're using. It's important to use the billing address associated with the credit card you're using. So if you need to, you can just free type that address into the next screen before you pay. You should note there is a small surcharge on credit card transactions, and if you want to avoid that, you can pay by ACH and entering that information here. Or you can select Bill Me, which creates an invoice in the system that you can come back and pay via credit card or ACH later online if you like, via your account, or you can print out the invoice and mail it in with a check. So I'm going to select Bill Me for present purposes, and then I hit continue, and everything looks good, so I'm going to place the order. And there we go. My order is confirmed. I'm registered. I can print the invoice from here, but let me show you one other thing here. Let's return to my member dashboard. And this is where all the information for me lives. And again, here's the profile where I can go and change things like my job title, contact info, etc. But also on the dashboard are receipts. And you'll see here's the receipt for the invoice I just created for the BBCUA mid-year conference. And if I click on the invoice number, which is hyperlinked, it brings up the invoice again. Now, I can either print it from here and mail it with a check, like I mentioned before, and it's always available on my profile when I want to come, my dashboard rather, when I want to come do it. Or at some point in the future, I say, hey, you know what, I decided I just want to go ahead and pay online. So I take this, I have to add it to my cart again for the purposes of checking out. Check out. And again, I can select credit card or ACH to pay online. I hope this tutorial has proved useful. Again, the process for pretty much any event in our system is more or less the same. If you encounter issues, however, or have questions, feel free to reach out to Kiara Johnson or myself, Rob Bullington. Our email addresses are on the screen, and we're always happy to help.